What's up guys, it's SheGaft here back with another 1v1 video. Today we are looking at this game on Fatamorga between Scoots playing as Orks on the top side versus Mustafa Kamel Atard as Necrons on the bottom side. This player is also known as SheGaft, so I'm just going to call him SheGaft because it's much shorter, much easier to say. So yeah, that's who we've got. I think these two guys are friends and both really good players, obviously. But if you guys want to see some like mid-level plays as well, I wouldn't mind casting some of those. I think I actually did already ask about that earlier in an earlier video, and you guys did say you do want to see some more like lower level plays now and then. So maybe I will do some more of those for the new year, obviously. But anyway, SheGaft opening up with five generators. Yes, 5 generators. 6 generators now, and also 1 scarab going to capture this outside point. Very important you do this when you're playing against Orks, because usually Orc players like to do a little sneaky cap on the Necrons' furthest points, if you will. So good on him for that. Having a look at Scoot's side, he's got 1 shooter boy squad out, 2 slugger boy squads, and Big Mech on the way. So pretty standard opener, generator, no war banner yet. So yeah, pretty standard Orc play there. Once these slugger boys are done capping, he's just going to get straight into the harass, I believe. No point waiting around for it, you may as well just get straight into it. Already these slugger boys probably going to have a peek at this area, see if this point has been captured or not, if they could steal it. That'll be a free point for them. Big Meg now comes out. Shooter boys choosing to take the left route into Necron's base. Meanwhile, SheGaft does have a Necron warrior squad out. 7th generator just got placed. And nice efficient use of the builders. No 2 squads of builders trying to focus down 1 generator. We like to see that. If you might have seen one of my older videos where I talk about how having 2 scarab squads on 1 building doesn't make it go faster. You really only need the 1 squad. The production time is dependent on how many units in the squad are actually building the building. So 2 scarabs is enough to increase the production by 33% if you want to get all statistical about it. Some nerd stats there for you. And now here we have an engagement going on. Necron warriors see the Orcs invading his base, so they will try go out, see what they can do. Big Mech comes in, starts whacking these Necron warriors around. SheGaft playing it pretty safe. He's not in a hurry to take this point back. The Necron warriors will be able to deal with these shooter boys no problem early game. They do plenty of damage there, as you can see. Already 1 shooter boy goes down. In fact, these guys are actually a little bit too close. You don't want to be within range of the Gorse Flayer, because, like the name suggests, it will wreak havoc on your units there. Little Wailing Terror gets cast on the Gretchens, breaks their morale immediately, and now the Necron Lord and the Big Mech are gonna have a little one-on-one here. Who's winning so far? Yeah, looks like the Necron Lord is... Wow, okay. I know that the Big Mech does do quite a lot of damage close range. Does bring the Necron Lord's power down to yellow, but he does fall in the process. It's a bit unfortunate. Definitely would have tried to pull him out as his health was reaching the red levels. But I don't know, maybe Scoots just didn't see that, or was focusing on something else, but immediately makes the Big Mech once again. Now has 2 war banners up. This will unlock Storm Boys. Having the 2 war banners gives you access to the Storm Boys. And he will need 2 more war banners to reach tier 2. Summoning Core now up for Necrons, and as you can see, 1 Flayed 1 squad on the way, 1 more Necron Warriors squad, so that will bring him up to 3 Necron Warriors, and he is reinforcing them. Gonna be really tough to deal with this. shooter boys early on don't really do too much damage. Once you give them the more Decker and Blastier researchers, they will pack more of a punch. Obviously, when they have the big shooters equipped as well, even heavy infantry will struggle against that. So at the moment, though, they will just focus this obelisk. Will they destroy it? Yeah, they will manage to destroy it just as the Necron Lord jumps in to tie up one squad. Slugger boys will go for the decap. A lot of them will, in fact, the whole squad will just get wiped by all these Necron warriors. Lots of DPS there. So like I said earlier, you don't want to be within range. You have to just keep running. As slow as these guys move, if they get close, you have to run away from them. Because this many squads can do quite a bit of damage, if I may say that. SheGaft dropping one Flayed One squad and the Necron Lord to attack this War banner, and also drops a turret there. Yeah, that's going to be tough for Orks to deal with. They already have this massive warriors to deal with. And now they have all this to deal with. Well, in fact, the Flayed Ones do go down. One left, nope. They didn't last very long. Scoots manages to save that War banner, very good. Want to try hold on to those banners as much as possible. So I did play this matchup a couple months back. I was Necrons and my opponent was Orks, but my knowledge of Necrons isn't that great, and what happened to me was like the opposite of this game. I got completely outmessed by Orks. Right now, Orks is starting to build up his mess a little bit. He's got 4 shooter boy squads on the field. You don't want to be sitting on 2, I guess, if you know, your opponent has 3 Necron warrior squads out, plus also with the disruption field done. You can tell with the green glowing effect around these warriors, that means they have the disruption field, so they will be a bit tougher to deal with. Necron Lord, though, drops the John Cena beam down. Oh, I miss saying that. Drops the John Cena beam down, but he is in the 200s for health. Population full of these Flayed Ones. And a 4th Necron warrior squad, so no Storm Boys by Orks. I think the Storm Boys wouldn't really do much in this situation with all these Necron warriors. I think it would be too much for them to deal with. And at the same time, it's also interesting that Scoots has so many shooter boy squads because of the Solar Pulse. Obviously, Necron Lord can just keep popping that over and over again, and it just completely nullifies all ranged weapons. The only way to deal with it is to just move out of the way, and the Chronometron artifact is also been added to the Necron Lord. When he's in a certain radius, he can drop it, and it'll slow down your units. And it can actually be a pretty scary ability because it allows the slower Necron warriors to finally be able to catch up to those guys. I have seen some strategies where like a Flayed Ones plus Chronometron combo. Sorry, just had to pause that real quick. What was I saying? Yes, the combo with the Flayed Ones and the Chronometron, however you pronounce that disgusting word. But yeah. So 2 Flayed Ones get dropped in the middle of these shooter boys. They will do their best to gun down as many as they can, and they look at how quickly they do go down. because of the big shooters. I'm assuming he must have the Decker research done. Necron Lord goes down, but look at how slow these shooter boys are now moving. And as you can see, the Necron Warriors managed to gain that ground pretty quickly and managed to take out 2 shooter boys there. Will they take out a 3rd? Not quite. Got pretty close. So Scoots loses a few boys in that battle, but it looks like he also took out quite a few flayed ones as well. Looking at the economies, plus 98 to plus 40 for Scoots. Also he's tier 2, I never noticed. Got the mech shop out and making the war truck. Plus 90 for SheGaft on the bottom. Remakes his Necron Lord. These Necron Warriors are still at full capacity. No real damage done to them. They seem mostly fine. Once again, dropping that slow ability on the shooter boys, while this squad manages to wipe one flayed one squad. That, ooh, very nice. I like that damage on the shooter boys. As I said, it's nice to see how much stronger they get after. It's like when you first play Orks and you make like shooter boys and you feel like they don't do anything, but once you upgrade them, they're quite amazing. And then you can attach the big mech, and you can do some really nice combos with the big mech attached to your shooter boys if you want to. If a squad's retreating and they're all on no health, you can teleport right next to them, and the big shooters pretty much just finish off that squad. It's really nice. But that's like a really basic, tactics. All the pro players know about that. Greater Summoning Core now up for SheGaft. Now he'll be able to make the destroyers. I did see tank busters. There are Scoots does have some tank busters prepared. No tank zapper for the big mech yet though. But if he does see destroyers, yeah, first destroyer now being made. And the second disruption field being done for the Necron Warriors. Now you can see there's a little bit of electricity, green electricity pulsing on their armor. That means they're at the max health and damage, I believe, as well. A little bit of a push going on here. I think Scoots is waiting a bit too long. He should be pulling away much quicker than that, especially with the Immortals approaching. Obviously, Immortals really good taking down vehicles, and war trucks don't have that. Well, 1975, that is pretty high, I suppose, for a transport vehicle. But there we go. Necron Lord teleporting in, dropping the chronometron. But already he's almost seems like he will go down, and down he does go. Very nice by Scoots. Was that a second destroyer? Yeah, second destroyer out. Now, seeing that, will Scoots do the... He won't do the tank zapper research yet. Meanwhile, SheGaft pushes on the left side. All for fully enhanced Necron Warriors. Just being able to tank all these War Banner and Listening Post bullets. Does seem like one squad does go down though. Looks like they're... Well, no. One squad has 2 left. Flayed ones get dropped in. Tank busters able to focus and scare away these destroyers, but the scarabs will be able to just come in. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure SheGaft has some scarabs on standby to detect the tank busters. You can even send one wraith, and that should be enough to deal with them. Orks has no choice but to hide behind the firepower of his static defenses here.
5 minutes until take and hold victory.
Knobs coming in, tying up these Necron Warriors in melee combat. Fortunately, there are two other squads here able to just support these guys. But it does look like manages to get them down to 2 in the squad. What happened to the destroyers? The destroyers go down. I think the destroyers might have went down. I didn't notice, but there you go. Very nice defense by Orks. SheGaft pulls his troops back. Luckily, with the help of the Summoning Core ability, the Necron Warriors can just, all of them at once can just retreat back to any Necron building instantaneously. Very helpful retreat ability. One more destroyer gets sent out. At the moment, plus 89 to SheGaft compared to plus 104 to plus 50 for Orks. Pretty nice economy. I think it might even have to be more though at this point. Needs to raise it a little bit higher. He did. Yeah. I think these buildings might have gotten destroyed. But they asked LP1, so he needs to upgrade them as soon as he can. Still no tank zapper on the Big Mech. And how many knobs? 2 knob squads. Reinforced. Almost to full capacity. Able to just tie up these Necron warriors. And I'm sure the Necron warriors won't stand a chance against those big choppers. Interesting use of this solar pulse, John Cena beam. Maybe he was trying to detect the... I think that's probably what he was doing. Yeah, detecting the tank busters. Otherwise it would be useless to use it on these melee attackers like knobs. Ooh, that was fast. 1 knob squad reduced to 2. Obviously the destroyer was firing from a distance. These guys can be really annoying. Especially with how quickly they can put down a infantry unit. Now Ork's going to retreat because Necron is pretty strong right now. What if Wartrex would help in this situation? Doesn't look like SheGaft has any immortals. No, he does make 1 squad. And 1 Wraith. Yeah. This guy will be able to send the tank busters packing. Any tier 3 yet? No tier 3 at the moment. What artifacts does the Necronlord have? He doesn't have the phylactery. I was pretty surprised to notice that he doesn't have it. Because he has the John Cena beam, Chronometron, and what would the other one be? Maybe he hasn't picked a 3rd one yet, but it ain't phylactery, so it's rare you don't see Necron players get that ability. I think it's pretty strong, but maybe there's a reason why he didn't get it. Maybe he wants the oh boy, I forget the names. The one that makes the Necron Lord scream and scare away all the units around him. Nightmare Shroud? I think it might be Nightmare Shroud. Because I believe Veil of Darkness is the infiltrate one. Now we have a big engagement going on here. 1 giant John Cena beam. Momentarily put these turrets out of... but now they're back again to shooting. Too much Gorse weapons to deal with for the Nom squads. Not enough Noms to tie up all the Necron warriors, I think. Tank Zapper, nicely placed, manages to jam all 3 destroyers here. Stuns them all. Flash gets out, but the Necron Lord can just jump in and tie them up straight away. Necron Lord is pretty low on health though, so he's just got to be careful with that. But there you go. That was a quick John Cena beam. How fast does that thing recharge? Damn. Maybe it's just me being a biased piece of shit, but I do feel like the solar pulse is the cooldown is a bit too quickly. Oh, there we go. Scoots deletes his HQ. Pretty sure it was over. Lost a lot of well, did he lose these 2 buildings? I don't know, but I don't think his economy was doing too well. But this game goes to SheGaft, which is pretty surprising. I think Orks genuinely have the advantage in this matchup, but SheGaft found a way to get out on top here. Let's look at the score real quick. Okay, so Scoot's having the most units killed, which is good. Fortunately, just maybe SheGaft's more buildings raised helped them win. Orks, obviously, not. You can't like lose your WoW banners. Rebuilding them can be quite expensive, and you can't really compare these two. Obviously, Necrons will have the most power and no requisition, so there you go. And there you go. So, that was a nice Orks versus Necrons game. Congratulations, SheGaft. Whoops. And yeah, let me know what you guys thought in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.